Hi, I'm Nicole, and I've been in financial services now for over 20 years, all of my adult life. I started when I was 19 years old, really with nothing, and had to learn this very complicated industry step by step from the ground up. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am first-generation American. In fact, you wouldn't think it looking at me, but my grandmother was a refugee from Greece, left in a rowboat to Africa. After 8 years in Africa, she made it back to Greece, Dad was born, and then they later immigrated to the United States. Mom's family, same thing, left Greece really due to poverty and came to the United States. And I am a product of that and carry that with me like so many of you who are first generation, because our parents had nothing and they worked so hard to rise up and to give us, their children, every opportunity. And so I have a simple motto when I work with a client. It's treat them as I wish my parents had been treated. That's been my philosophy from day one, and it will be my philosophy till my last day, because I've seen firsthand how important that would have been for them. Today I own my business with my husband Leo. We have 3 little kids and a slightly spoiled dog named Jarvis, which you might see on my Instagram account. But my journey was not very direct to this point. It's been full of twists and turns like so many of yours. When I was 19, I moved to England. I worked there in the industry for almost 4 years. I had licenses there in investments and insurance. After England, I moved to Canada and lived in the great city of Toronto for a decade. There we built multiple offices and still to this day have about 600 licensed representatives serving our client base. And after our decade in Canada, we decided to move home to Chicago, where today we own and operate another branch. And now I am licensed across the majority of the United States, adding states each and every time we have opportunities. I have a life insurance license in both countries, investment licenses, Series 6, 63, 26, 65, have become a fiduciary in that area, added a mortgage loan originator license to be able to help people with that dream of home ownership and tackling debt. One time I even took the health insurance license just for fun. I have a weird sense of fun, I guess, but really because I wanted to understand how this complicated system works and be able to be more of a resource for my clients and for my friends and family. I recently added property and casualty. We even work in partnership with law firms to help people with things as complicated as wills and trusts. So the bottom line is, if it's something that a regular person needs in their personal finances, or even a small business with their retirement plans and questions, I have the licenses and the expertise to be able to help. And so you may be wondering, with the business that we've built for these last 20 years, why now social media? And I wondered that myself for many years. I even delayed getting started. But I want to share with you why I'm creating this content, why I'm putting in this effort. And the biggest reason is because I got very tired of seeing misinformation from so-called financial influencers spreading. I have seen firsthand the harm that these products and this misinformation can have, specifically on the middle class, but really on everybody. Because you should know, if someone's giving direct advice online, they're either not licensed or they're a prop that is giving incorrect information and then selling those leads to somebody behind the scenes. And so my goal is to bring educational content. It's to bring things that I have lived and experienced. Everything will be genuine. That is my promise to any viewers. And so if you are up for some genuine financial education, if you want to know more about the journey to entrepreneurship and to business ownership and the growth it has taken to get to where I am and where I intend to keep going, then I invite you to follow along and join us on this journey.